Starting live. Here we are.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spicy Love. I'm Michelle G, your international matchmaker and dating expert.
And I'm Carmelia Ray, celebrity matchmaker and online dating expert.
And together, we are your
spicy matchmakers. Cheers. Wow. Coffee today? It must be a long day. It must be a long day.
But tomorrow's Friday.
Oh, I know. It's going to be the weekend. So what's the most exciting thing that happened to you? Give me the high, give me the low.
Okay, high, really high. All right, high thing that happened this weekend was that I checked in with one of my couples who I matched during COVID, and they're doing really, really well.
Nice.
We're planning to see each other next month, so that was a high for me. Low. I had a little bit of a disagreement with some family members. That was my low, but it's okay. You know, it happens with family. You know how it goes. You know?
Yeah. And if you didn't have disagreements with family members during COVID, like what kind of family are you?
I know, right? It would be kind of weird, but I'm so excited for tonight's show. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
Almost to the end.
100%. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, hon.
Okay. All right. So there was a little bit of a glitch on my end. So this is episode 8. This is 8 episodes. And I think we are almost we featured over 35 singles now.
Yeah.
And counting, with next week being our final show where we are featuring influencers. But tonight is super special and dear to me because it is dedicated to single parents. Mm-hmm. We have 2 lovely single parents that are here on our show. So if you are open to meeting a single parent in particular, make sure that you apply to our show and tag a single friend so that we can make some introductions.
We are here and so excited. Oh, and by the way, for everyone that's watching, we decided to do this show because Carm, you were a single mom for a long time, and
not that long, but
you know the struggles, right?
The struggle is the struggle is real. You know, I was really fortunate. When I was going through my separation, little personal story, in 2007, my kids were young. So my daughter was 8, my son was about a year and a half. And you would think that, maybe you wouldn't think, I ended up meeting someone relatively quickly post my separation. And he, fortunately was actually welcoming the fact that I had children. He had a child of his own, so I'm not sure if that helped. Sometimes single parents do date other single parents because they appreciate and kind of understand each other's world. It doesn't mean that single parents only date other single parents. However, yes, this is, I work with a lot of clients who are parents, and whether they're parents of young kids or once you're a parent, you're always a parent. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're a parent to a teen or if you're a parent to an adult like I have an adult child living with me. You're always going to be a parent, and that's always going to be something that if you're dating can be a bit of a concern because you have other considerations. You have your kids to consider, and you have your family to consider, right? So
absolutely. And I think, it's just, I know my mom was a single mom, and she had 3 kids. And I will tell you that I saw my mom struggle because for some reason there is this notion, and we're going to talk about that on our show today. There's this notion that with single parents, it's always baggage or like, oh, too much drama. And let me tell you, for all of you who are watching, the singles we have featured tonight, they're accomplished, they're beautiful people, they're amazing parents, and they got it going on. So get with the program because not all single moms or dads are, a disaster to date. That's what I've heard. Trust me. And it's not true. It's like, come on, what's going on?
I think single parents are a bonus to date. No offense to the single peoples. I love all people. I love all singles, whether you're a parent or not a parent, but you really do have to understand what you are signing up for when you do date a single parent. So without further ado, let's meet our first bachelorette. And Michelle, will you do the honors?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So our first bachelorette is here. She's gonna be coming on here real soon. But let me tell you a little bit about this bachelorette. And I'm just gonna grab her info right here, her info card. This bachelorette is 36 years old. She is from Atlanta. She's in public relations and marketing. She is Black, standing tall at 5'2". She has beautiful brown eyes. A line about her, something you should know about her. She was born in Texas, but raised in Bermuda.
Ooh.
And she is a spicy thing. Let me just tell you.
She looks spicy.
Trust me, I can't wait for everyone to see her. She holds a dual citizenship, and her passport loves to collect stamps. So she's definitely a traveler.
My kind of girl.
Mm-hmm. Her ideal match. She's looking for a man who's emotionally mature, well put together, who values family, honesty, and partnership. He's a great communicator and enjoys traveling. Let's create our own adventures and explore the world together. So without further ado, say hello, Bachelorette number one.
Hello, how are you?
Tell us your name, what city you're in, and a spicy fun fact about you, hun.
Oh, geez. Okay, so my name is Jody. My name is Jody Covington. Actually, Lewis was my previous last name. I'm now divorced. I am in Covington, Georgia, which is about 40 minutes away from the city of Atlanta. I am Bermudian and American. A spicy fun fact. Oh, geez. It's so many fun, spicy facts about me, but I'll keep it PG.
You can put your name, but your audience is okay.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Like, geez, a spicy fun fact. I guess I should have thought about that before.
That's okay.
Well, I know a birdie tells me that you're a dancer, and not just any kind of dancer. You like to dance to a very specific kind of music.
Well, yeah, I am what we call a silk ahead. I'm a Caribbean, lover of the Caribbean culture, and I go to carnivals around the world. I actually run one of the largest themed carnival cruise events in the world right now. So that's my
wow. That is amazing.
Yeah, and she likes to dress up too, just so you know.
Okay, we got to see those photos. So Jody, what is the most exciting thing that's happening in your life right now?
The most exciting thing in my life is I just recently landed another really great contract. I own my own marketing and PR company. So I just landed another exciting contract with the organization in New York.
Fantastic, especially during COVID times. Congratulations.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. That's really exciting. Pre-COVID, literally in March, I launched another business called Destination Glamping, which is a luxury glamping business in Anguilla. So I literally was in Anguilla, left Anguilla to come back home, and then COVID hit. So I'm excited that, work has not stopped for me. But that's kind of the most exciting things. And then my daughter actually won Miss Earth, which is a pageant that's, global. So she has won Miss Earth, and she's representing the state of Florida. And we're going to Las Vegas for her to participate in the nationals, and hopefully we'll take it from there. But that was a really exciting thing that's recently happened.
So you're a mother of a pageant queen. That's crazy.
I am. And the funny part is that she is like the opposite of what you would, your average kind of pageant queen would be, just because she's not like the girly type and into heels and makeup. She's just really an amazing, she's a beautiful girl. However, she's my daughter, but she's more into, books and writing and creating. So they really just loved her, and she can sing, and she just went there, and she, not only did she win, she also won like 6 additional awards: best interview, best social media. So she was great.
She's definitely
congratulations. Wow.
And let me just tell you, I know Jody loves to dance, and she gets in the full get up. So I know she
that's
her
great.
Mama.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for your reveal. I can't wait for everybody to see you. And we are gonna move to our bachelor now.
Thanks so much for sharing, Jody.
Thank you, Jody. Stand by. We are going to include you in our group. session. But for right now, I'm going to bring on our first and our only bachelor. This is a lucky man because he gets to be between two beautiful ladies. And our bachelor is a Miami bachelor. He's a proud Miami man. He is Caucasian. And guess what? He's actually a matchmaker himself and dating coach. He stands at 5'9". He has hazel eyes. One line about a bachelor. He is a professional single. He's a professional single. That's how he defines himself in the cutthroat dating jungle that is Miami. His ideal match, a woman who can cook, confident. They say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So this is what will please bachelor number one. Open-minded, feminine, has a sense of humor, and loves to please. Hey, he knows what he wants. And what you should know, check this out. I already see some compatibility here. He likes to dance salsa, bachata, and swing. And I've seen him do it in action. And I got to say, 10 out of 10. He's amazing.
Yes.
And he actually hosts a show about dating every Wednesday. He's currently writing a book. And he used to be a professional children's theater actor. Without further ado, I'm going to bring in our bachelor. Hello, bachelor. Please state your real name, where you're from, and a spicy fun fact about you that I didn't already share.
What's up? My name is Dan. Dan the man, the silver man with the plan.
Ooh, are you a rapper too, Dan? What's going on?
No, and I'm not even drinking. So how about that?
Wow. You're okay. So what's a fun fact about yourself?
Yeah, give us the good.
Wow. More fun facts about me, man. Let's see. I'm an observer of people. I love to study. I like to study human behavior, particularly like male-female dynamics between the sexes. I love to study that stuff and figure it out. It's an endless journey to figure it out because people just don't understand each other at all. They don't.
Agreed.
So he likes to people watch.
I do. I like to observe, but then I like to kind of go in there and interact. So I really enjoy going into new social venues or social circles and sort of seeing the dynamics among people and then sort of playing with that. It's fun.
Awesome. We both want to know because you know, we happen to know Dan. Michelle and I know Dan, and we didn't dare him. We're like, Dan, we need you on our show. Okay.
My pleasure. I love being around you guys no matter what. Even if it's a show, I don't care. Bring me on anything. It's so much fun.
That's amazing. If you could choose a different career, what would it be and why?
Oh, man. I would probably always do something that had to do with entrepreneurship, but I would probably be... I would probably be like a charisma or a social skills coach. I mean, I kind of do that already, but my focus is in dating and male-female interactions and dynamics like that. Like flirting.
So you're basically going to be a dating coach.
Yeah, but you know,
wrong answer, Dan. Wrong answer.
No, it's really fun to work with people who have like serious social anxiety, and that's not necessarily a dating coaching skill. That's a social skill in general, and that's so much fun to take somebody who's just has a miserable life because they can't make friends, they don't know how to meet people. You know, you might have somebody with Asperger's or someone who has like an issue with socializing, and there's a lot of need for that, and not a whole lot of people that do that. So I was actually thinking about starting that business a long time ago, but this is more fun.
Yeah. Well, I think you could do it. I think it could be a special part of your business because you do work as a coach. You work in matchmaking. I don't know anybody in our in our community that's actually serving that group of people. So it's certainly a wide net, a new opportunity for you.
And there's a lot of people who do suffer with social anxiety, you know, especially more and more now these days. I can only imagine now with the new normal, which we're going to talk about later today on one of our topics. But Dan, thanks so much for sharing. We're going to go ahead and bring you back on, but we're going to introduce our next guest, which is our bachelorette number 2. And she is fantastic. She's waiting by. So I'm going to go ahead and just check in and read her bio. So this lovely bachelorette is 40 years old. She is from Manhattan, New York City, the Big Apple. Woo! She is Caucasian, stands tall at 5 feet 4 inches, has beautiful brown eyes. One line about her: physician, family wellness, fitness expert, and a mom of 2. Oh my God.
Wow.
With that body, I want to know her secret.
Exactly. Did you see the pipes on her in our test? We got to bring her on and ask her how she keeps her body so fit.
Yes, she does.
Right?
Her ideal match, someone kind and respectful, fit and takes care of themselves, motivated and driven, and funny and fun. Something you should know about her is outside of her career and, of course, her awesome kids. She loves music, singing piano, guitar, dance, and sports and fitness. Guys,
Wow.
the full package. Let's go ahead and
Super
bring
full package. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Bachelorette number 2. How are you?
Hi, good.
So Bachelorette number 2, can you share with everybody your name, where you're from, and a fun fact about yourself?
Sure. My name's Allison. I'm in Manhattan, New York. And fun fact, I love music, and I wrote that a little. You said that a little bit, but anything piano. I'm teaching myself more and more guitar, so that's sort of a fun.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I sang, and I wanted to play guitar too. So yeah.
That is so great. Did you self-teach? Were you self-taught in piano, or are you classically trained?
I was trained. Since I was a kid. Yeah.
Wow.
Trained from someone real.
Now, as a music lover, is there a certain genre of music that you listen to? Like, what do you listen to for inspiration?
Everything. In the gym and workouts, a lot of pop. Now, whatever my daughter's listening to, kids pop. I love that. Enrique Iglesias is my number one.
Awesome. So I have a question for you, Allison, something I kind of be curious to know about you. If you could choose to live during any other time in history, when would you choose and why?
Ooh, good question.
That is a good question. I love this. I mean, this time being a mom with kids, I wouldn't change anything.
Oh, that's true. Well, you could still be a mom in that era. You could still be a mom in that era, you know? Let's just pretend you could warp your children to a different century. What century would that be? Just for fun.
Like for me, when I was younger, I always thought that like Little Women, that era, you know, the era of Little Women was always so cool. But then I thought about all those corsets and all that tightening, and I'm just like, I can't.
You know what? I would just go back. I would go back to the 80s. Like for me, some of these people don't even know what the 80s are, but I just love the music of the 80s. I love the time of the 80s. I think the 60s is too hippie for me. Yeah, it's too hippie for me. Well, thank you, Allison. And we want to get to know our singles a little bit better. So is it time to meet them, the real them, Michelle?
I think we should reveal them. I think the audience is
we've waited long enough.
You're ready for the reveal, type in the comments yes. Okay, because we're about to reveal them. Go ahead. Let's start with our Bachelorette number 1. All right, Bachelorette number 1. Jody.
Show us yourself. Hey! Hotlanta is in the house.
Hotlanta, right? That's what they say, Hotlanta.
That's right. Hotlanta, Atlanta.
You know what? I'm not even from here, so I'm not even going to begin to know their acronyms. I have no idea what they call it. I moved here like 2017, and I travel so much, so I'm not even very much.
Got it.
I don't even go into the city unless it's like I have to.
Well, Atlanta is your temporary spot right now. So, so let us meet Matchmaker Dan.
Dun, dun, dun. Hey! Great.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan.
Yeah, I know. I'm in a very dark place.
You might be like in this.
That's the kind of thing you tell your therapist. You don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And last and certainly not least, can we please introduce Allison? Hi, lady in red. And I do see the beautiful piano. Is that your piano? Is it the family piano?
Yeah, I'm trying to have my kids learn, but they like to practice.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that's so
well, there you go. Listeners, audience, if you are interested in Bachelorette number 1, who is Jody or Dan or Allison, you can hashtag Team Allison, Team Dan, or Team Jody, and feel free to send us any messages. And also you can apply on the show so that you can meet any one of our singles. But we are now going to move. Go ahead, Michelle.
Oh, and if you have a friend also, I just want to say, if you guys have a friend who you know that would be a great match for one of our fantastic singles, feel free to tag them, share the video. Okay.
Absolutely.
Or send it to them on Messenger, be a matchmaker yourself. That's what we want to do. Continue connecting people and bringing love into the world. So Carm, what are we going to be doing next? I'm super excited.
We are going to be playing a game. Now, this may be a little bit Dan might have an unfair advantage. So Dan, what I want you to do is I just wanted you to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you actually know the term. But this really, ladies, I want to know if you know these terms, and points if you actually know the term. So thumbs up or thumbs down if you know the term. Okay. What is benching? Oh, we have two. Okay. All right. Take a step
down.
Allison, what is benching?
I don't know.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Jody, what is benching?
Weightlifting, benching.
I think she means when it comes to dating.
Yeah, no, these are online. Yeah, no, that's okay. That's
no, I love it. All right, guys. All right. Yeah, when you bench press?
Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious. All right.
So benching is not bench pressing, but it's definitely when you're not into someone enough to commit to officially date them. But you don't want them to kind of move on, and you don't want them to find someone else. So you kind of just string them along and just keep
just enough. So how you keep
that is interesting.
Yes. So I don't know if you're on online dating or not on. We're just learning some online dating terms. So I mean, these are actual terms that people are using. All right. Seeing as you didn't know benching, now breadcrumbing. What is breadcrumbing? And it is not the act of leaving breadcrumbs physically.
Oh man.
Is it
Dan?
I just heard of that term too, but man, I don't remember.
Dan, I know.
I don't really do a whole lot of online dating. I like doing in-person stuff. Like, I mean, I work much better with my personality rather than pictures of myself.
Can you want to take anyone want to take a guess?
You're leading somebody on, like
I would think the same thing. Yeah.
You know, like you're just providing little things that just kind of keep them hanging on. And
yes,
very good.
It's when you send flirty but non-committal messages to a person when you're really not that interested in dating them.
Wait a minute, you guys need to tell me I was going to be learning all this stuff. So we were talking about
you don't have the guts to break things off with them completely, so you give them, you give them a little bit. You give them a little bit so that they hang around. This, I'm sure, is a term. I hope you know.
What is cuffing season?
Hold on. We have one. Oh, Allison said no. Okay. Dan, do you know what cuffing season is?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's explain it to the viewers.
All right. So cuffing season is when it's getting like super cold outside and people aren't really going out as much anymore. And then especially when it's like Christmas season and the family's all getting together and like, why are you still single? Like, what's wrong with you? And then like, you're starting to really miss actually having like a partner, somebody to be with. So people want to cuddle up and find somebody to like nest with. That's what cuffing.
You nailed it. It's the period between early fall and late winter when you actually enter relationships because it's convenient and you will hook up with, all right, let's both get warm together. Exactly.
Right. You don't want to be alone. So, all right, guys, since we got cuffing, the next thing we have is, what is cushioning? What is cushioning?
Wow. All these terms, man. I never heard these things.
Ooh,
I feel like an old man now.
Do you want to take a stab, Allison, at what cushioning might be? Like any stab? Any illogical guess?
Think of what a cushion does.
Oh,
what purpose?
I can take a stab.
Cushion serve?
Sure. Okay, Jody, take a stab.
So I would just based off of the word, I would assume that it's when you're just getting extra comfortable in a situation and it just becomes convenient and comfortable when you don't want to move from it. No?
That's a really good guess. But
Okay.
cushioning is when,
Cushioning is
go ahead.
different. It's actually the process of staying in contact with one or more romantic prospects as a backup in case things don't go smoothly with your main squeeze. Cushions.
Yeah, the other thing to think of is cushioning is having people around to break the fall if your current relationship doesn't work out. So I got some cushions. It won't hurt as hard. That's why they call it.
Didn't that, all these terms, just so we're clear on this, like all these terms have came out in the last 2000s, right? But all this was happening when I was dating. I'm sure it was happening when you were dating, Carm.
But
right?
now they have terms for it. So this is what it is. Now this one I didn't know myself, and it has more to do with sexual preference. Anybody know what a demisexual is?
Oh man, I just learned that too.
I didn't know what this was either. So it's a person whose sex drive is not tied to immediate visual or physical attraction, but more to a person's personality once they've gotten to know them. That's a demisexual.
So it just means that they're simply just attracted to the person themselves, right? They don't see sex.
Right. It's just they don't see the person for sexual attraction or visual appearance. They're more attracted to that personality. Wow. And so that's it, guys. I think you all got Fs. Give yourself a round of applause. Yeah. And we have like the smartest people on this panel, but it's okay. That just means that you don't know your online dating terms, which is totally fine.
Wait. There's one more. I think there's one more.
One very last one is, what is a DTR conversation? Again, something I had to learn.
Not a DTF, a DTR.
I'm sure they don't know. We'll move real quickly. Go ahead, Michelle.
It's the moment when you discuss what you are. You label the relationship. Are you going to be a real couple, or where are we going? That's when you have that conversation of like, where are things going? Typically, women want to know after at least 6 to 8 weeks. We're like, okay, we've been seeing each other. Where is this going? And guys usually are like, oh, let's just go with the flow. That's when that conversation happens.
Oh gosh, we actually have one last one. Maybe our audience can answer this. What is fire dooring?
Anybody heard of fire dooring?
All right, we're really.
Like, she's looking and she's like,
how many wrong answers can we have? We usually have at least a 50%, right? This is the dating version of the one-way fire door. On rare occasions, someone will come out of their shell to contact you, but they won't respond if you attempt to get in touch. So it's like really a one-way door. If you're fire dooring someone, they message you, you ignore it, but you message them only when it's convenient for you. Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
All you guys are so funny because it's like you just had like a quick 101 online dating 101 term.
It's like deer in headlights. Nope.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that people do all of these things, but the fact that they have like terms and definitions, it's like it's mind blowing. And I told you that later on, I'm hosting or facilitating a event, and it's basically ask a man, ask a woman, and it's a bunch of random men and women.
We'll send you these. Because
I'm like, really? Because they're gonna just come into a chat room and literally the women are just gonna ask the men what makes them tick and why they do the dumb things that they do, and women are gonna, and men are gonna ask women. So I'm like fascinated by these terms. So that's interesting.
So we're moving on to what we call fiery topics, and this is more of a open discussion. We'd love to hear the perspective of you ladies, and of course Dan's professional and personal opinion. And let's start with the first question. Can chemistry be created?
And let me just give a little bit of background on this, because I think, and Carm and Dan, I mean, we've had so many conversations with singles where you have a group of singles that say, you know, they will immediately dismiss a potential love interest if they don't feel that chemistry within the first date. Usually these people are like, oh, I can tell if this person's right for me within the first 15 to 20 minutes, right? And I'm always kind of like, really? Can you really tell? And then there's a whole nother group of people that say, on the other hand, you know, I'm willing to go out on a couple of dates to see if the chemistry develops. So it's kind of brought up this interesting conversation of, is chemistry something that just happens, or is it something that can actually be created and cultivated between two people? What do you guys think?
Let's start with Dan. Why don't you lead?
Are you sure you want me to say this? Because it's going to be pretty in depth.
Let's keep it to 1 minute, okay?
Okay, I'll try to keep it short.
Be succinct. I'm going to time you. All right, go ahead.
All right, I'll be short. So,
all right.
All in all, I think that men and women feel attraction differently than the other. I think men, it's much more visually based. So if he's not physically attracted to her, he will never feel chemistry with her. However, women can often not be physically attracted to the guy. However, there are some other things about him. There are a lot more than just physical that can attract a woman to a man. So if a man has the capacity for game and he has some skill, he's got some personality, has other things about him that make up for the fact that he may not be as physically attractive, he can create that chemistry between two people. Chemistry is just simply attraction between two people. So there, nice and short and concise. I won't get any more.
All right.
I like that. I like that. Let me pose this question to Allison. And Allison, maybe, I don't know, is there a science to it? Do you think that maybe you can speak from that perspective as well? What's your comment to attraction being created?
I'm more the type, probably that first person where I think you kind of know in the first 20 minutes.
Right.
Hear that it can be created, and give that person a chance.
So aesthetically, that's and it's fine. There's no right or wrong in this answer. So for you, what does that consist of for you? If you can kind of describe what would cause chemistry in your particular case.
I think definitely right. The physical attraction.
Sure.
More because you can be talking to someone who's gorgeous and just nothing else there, or not the personality for you, and just be totally not attracted. So
sure.
I think it's all that, but you sometimes can just tell initially. Like, I think.
Okay. Thank you. What do you think, Jody?
I have to agree with Dan. I mean, he gave a very clean, concise, professional answer, but I totally agree. I think that chemistry for women can be created over time if they're really looking, or they want to give somebody more of a chance, and they're like, okay, well, you know what? He has a gap, but let's see what's beyond that gap. Whatever.
Between the teeth.
Some girls are not into that. So I mean, I think that women are really can build it over time, but I definitely agree that men, if they're not physically attracted to you, unless they have very kind of evil intentions for you, they're not going to kind of keep it going. I think if a man, like, if they want something else from you, they know that being with you can help them in some sort of way. I think they can look past some things, but mostly I think Dan is correct. That's my opinion.
Great.
I got two more things to say if you'd like me to say.
Sure. Happy for you to chime in.
Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is I don't want any woman watching this to feel like, oh, well, if I'm screwed if it's all looks. It's not 100% looks based. The first thing I want to say is that guys had two separate standards of whether he wants to sleep with a woman or whether he wants a relationship with that woman. Guys don't have very high standards with a woman that they will usually sleep with, but they have much higher standards for women that they will commit to. And the woman that's extremely attractive to him, he might not necessarily want to get in a relationship with that woman. So if a woman who may be just like cute in his eyes, like sometimes that's just enough for him, as long as he finds her attractive, but the personality and the characteristics and the values of that woman will make or break whether or not he's going to want to be in a relationship, and not the chemistry necessarily.
I'll just piggyback and say, I think that there are times that you meet people, and I'll like on speaking from about Dan's point, where men will categorize that box. They meet a woman and says, and make that decision, maybe not immediately, sometimes very immediately. She's wife material or girlfriend material, and she is the part-time material, meaning I am going to sleep with this woman.
Yeah.
I am going to commit to this kind of woman. So that's great. Thank you for that. That was very insightful.
And we have someone who says you can certainly manufacture attraction just like anyone can manufacture celebrity being real or shallow. I think it's up to the receiver to perceive the truth quickly or over time. The question is, what do you want to believe and subscribe to? Great point.
Wow, very thorough answer. Very thorough
I mean,
answer.
what he said is very true, because what he's dealing with is like, just basically, I think women do this a lot, of men, but we have a tendency to distort reality. We tend to create something that's not there. Maybe, you know, we tend to, in our minds, say he's nicer than what he's, you know, what he actually is, or, you know, he's not an a-hole, or he is an a-hole. We don't see the a-hole, and it's because we type, you know, we do manufacture versions.
Well, because you don't see the a-hole because that's when you're in lust with someone.
Right.
Yeah, and that's like,
when you have chemistry with someone.
and not even lust
Right.
in a sexual way, but just, you know, you envision, okay, he would be a great partner because he looks a certain way, or he makes a certain money, and all these other things kind of come, and he may be a horrible partner, but in your mind, you're creating someone that doesn't even exist, you know?
Right.
Well, your brain partially shuts down when you're in that lust, you know, attraction dating phase.
It shuts down.
Chemistry should in fact be a red flag, because it's probably the same person you've always been going for and always failed with.
You know, I love, can we move on to the next question,
Yeah.
Michelle? Because I really love these misconceptions that you
Yes.
talked about. So go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I love these questions. Let's have it.
Well, single moms, I mean, we talked about this earlier. Single moms have this bad rap about, you know, all these things that come along with dating a single mom. And so I wanted to bring up these 4 misconceptions about single moms and just kind of have this conversation, since we have a panel of single moms. And I would love for you guys to chime in on your opinion. Like, is it true that single moms, the reason they want to find a man is to be a father, father figure to their children? Another myth is, or misconception is, that they're, you know, single moms are too busy raising their children to date, which is why sometimes they're like in and out of a relationship.
I don't know where you got number C. Single moms are boring
Boring
in
in
bed. So
bed.
who said that? Okay.
They obviously know how to.
Right. Which was, who the hell says that? It's like, if they figured out some things, then
I never heard that before. I've heard the other ones. I've never heard boring in bed before.
I've heard boring in bed. And then the last one is that they're desperate to find a man.
Oh God,
So,
no.
Yeah. I you know, and the thing is, ladies, and for everyone watching, women don't need a man. We make the choice to want to have a partner in our lives. The same way men don't need women. They make a choice.
Yeah, and I think we need to be more non-gender on this. We're talking about single parents,
Yeah.
Versus single moms. And I know Dan is not a single dad. We did our best to recruit single fathers, but they were busy with their kids tonight. There you go. The single dads we called, they were busy with their kids tonight. So they were prohibited from coming on the show.
I know your feeling about that one now.
So
I would
yeah.
like to take a stab at this,
Sure.
if you don't mind. So, I mean, these are, you said 4 misconceptions, and that's exactly what it is. So I'm just going to be very personal. Like, I have 2 children, 16 and 11, and they are fantastic. They're great students. They make me proud every day. Since they were born, they are my world. They do not need a father. They have a father, whether he's as active or inactive. I don't need a man to be a father to my children. I'm past that stage. I mean, maybe for mothers that have younger kids, I can't speak to that, but I'm past that stage. My kids are rolling, you know, talking about going to college, and talking, you know, one's entering middle school and one's another year and a half, she's into college, you know? So the reason that I think is important that my children see me in a healthy, happy relationship is so they can see what love looks like. My kids don't need you to father them. They're very capable. My daughter is probably more mature than the president of the United States. I can say both of them are. They don't need a father, you know, but I think that it would be nice for them to see a healthy, happy relationship so they don't continue to kind of flow through this earth thinking that they don't exist, or my mom wasn't blessed to experience one. So that's maybe a reason that I would like for a man to be in our lives. I'm too busy raising my children. That's just silly. That doesn't even need to be, like, I think it doesn't need to be addressed. I own several businesses and I raise my children, and I still, will find time to date. We find time to do the things that interest us and the people that we're interested in. Women, we can do it all. We don't really want to always do it all, but we can. And I think that if we meet somebody that we're really interested in, we will take the time and figure out how to give them the time that they need and foster the relationship. And born in bed, yeah, right. Desperate to find a man. I mean, again, this is all personal. I'm not desperate to find a man at all. I've been divorced, since 2015. And I'm just playing it at this point in time. I'm at the best place that I've ever been in life, as far as financially, with my children, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. I'm not desperate to find a man. I think a man is more desperate to find somebody like me. And my problem is different. I haven't really made myself available to date, because I find many men are not really up to my standard of dating. And that doesn't say a negative, but I just want a man that's
at your level.
It's at my level. I always say, and I told you, Michelle, I feel like a man dating me is like, that model home and that beautiful community, and you walk into the model home and it has everything, the perfect furniture, the perfect everything. That is kind of what I view my life as. You kind of walk into my life and you have it all. You have two amazing, beautiful kids. You have an amazing, beautiful, successful woman. I cook, I clean. I have mastered the art of me. And I think that men sometimes want to build with somebody, and there's some things in my life that's already built. So getting with me or being in a relationship with me would mean that you have also had the opportunity to build, and we're just figuring out how to merge, Yeah.
So I would say we all unanimously agree that those are completely wrong misconceptions. My question for Allison is, if I can ask you a question, Allison, is what are the considerations that are important for you if you were looking for a partner as a single mom? What are those important considerations that you would want to know about a potential suitor or someone that you'd be interested in?
I think I'm finding someone with kids is beneficial, just because I think it's important that they understand what it is to be a parent if you don't have that time, and understand that you're not going to be available all the time.
Yes.
Responsibilities as a parent. So I'm finding that more and more, like, someone that has kids may get that a little bit better.
How old are your children, Allison?
They're 6 and 8.
Okay.
Oh, great.
They're in that stage.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at 6 and 8, you're curious. You're definitely, like, I remember when my daughter was 8 going on 30, they're already so curious, and they were friends with my friends, so that's good. So one thing is a preference would be probably another parent, because of that. They understand the lifestyle.
Right. Or someone that would understand the lifestyle, right? It's not them. It's just that I have my
right.
And I'm busy.
That's an important consideration.
Yeah.
And would you, both parents, do you think there's an appropriate, I get this asked all the time, and I get this asked all the time in media. When is the right time to introduce your children to a partner? I'd love to hear your take. And Dan, you can chime in too, whether you've got kids or not. I don't know if you ever dated a single mom.
That's fine. I think you guys are talking about great stuff. I'm not going to.
Have you ever dated a single mom, and have you ever met a single mom's kids?
Yeah, I can go ahead and talk about my experiences. So
sure.
I've definitely had experiences in dating single mothers. I never got extremely serious with any of them, but I actually really enjoyed it because there was a mutual understanding. And let me tell you something, there's a difference between you two ladies and like the mothership between that. A woman who has kids who are already about to leave to college is not going to have to spend as much time as little children that absolutely can't either feed themselves or they have to be taken deep care of. Like a good mother is somebody that's going to spend that time with their parent. Those kids are going to be her priority, which should be. But if you're a guy like me who's single and doesn't have any kids, I might not want to be that further priority. I might want to be with somebody who doesn't have children so that we could grow something like that together. I agree with you guys. I think that you're probably going to be more compatible with somebody who does have children simply because you both understand each other, you both have the same needs, and you have the same lifestyles. So my experiences with single mothers, it was pretty cool because they would never try to like really push like that whole desperate for a man. It's actually not true. Some of them just really want company. Some of them, they don't want anything super serious because they're spending time with their kids and they just want the companionship of a man, the fun and the comfort and sex and all that other fun stuff, but not necessarily have somebody who's going to be there to replace the father or anything like that.
Well, I think I agree. I think that for me, I would prefer someone that has children. I have this. I mean, I don't know if it's bad or good, but I have this kind of rule that you can have children, but they can't be younger than mine because I don't want to go backwards. I want it to.
You have very high standards.
It's just because for me.
I don't think that's a
girlfriend.
No, it's not that I have high standards, but you got to understand. Like, I got pregnant at 19. I had my daughter at 20. So my entire 20s and 30s into my early 40s has been rearing children. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do that anymore. I've done that part, and so it's important that if I am going to date a man with children, that they are at around the same age as my children. So I'm still on my track to experiencing some form of life without having children around.
What if the guy was gorgeous, amazing? He was just absolutely perfect for you, but he happens
there's somebody for him. There's somebody for him. There's somebody for him.
No. Get away from me.
That's the power of choice, right? You can choose to be with whoever you want.
Exactly.
You do.
But I mean, for me as a single mom with two daughters, I think that a man that is kind of uber respectful of women is very important. His relationship with his mother is very important. If he has kids, his relationship with his kids. Some men have kids, but the kids don't live, and he sees them once a month. Like, I want somebody that has a good relationship with their children. Is important to me, and then all the obvious stuff. Don't be a pedophile. Don't be those types of things.
All the normal things, all the mom the things that mom needs to worry about. Right. Thank you so much for sharing. And I want to get into one other topic because
one last thing
left, and that is, we figured out going through some research that there is a difference in how men and women read online dating profiles, and I think it's so interesting, especially right now during this time when so many people are active on online dating. So women tend to be 93% of them only swipe right on profiles that they're really attracted to, while men are a little bit more casual. They kind of like to just swipe on profiles even if they're not attracted to the profile. So I would love to hear from the perspectives, and I'll start with Allison. If you're on online dating, how do you look at, even if you have to grab your phone and pretend you're looking at a profile, I want you to walk me through what is going on in your mind and what you're.
Well, we assume she's maybe she's never even done online dating yet. I have no idea.
I'm assuming, yes.
Well, I have, but I'm not
active.
I'm still single. Yeah.
So so what was your what's the thought process when you were online? What was your thought process?
We were just talking about this. Yeah, I need to talk to you about online. So I think I'm part of that high 93% because because I heard it's just women get more, but I don't need all these matches to weed through and get all these messages, and it's too much. And knowing that it's just going to take time, and I'm not going to.
Right. So you're absolutely more quality versus quantity. Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
And a quality person is going to identify with that. They're not about the numbers game, which is what a lot of men are doing, right?
So you're very thorough when you look at a profile. You'll actually look at the pictures. You'll actually read the profile itself. Okay.
I would be very based on the picture at first, but then I'll definitely read it.
Awesome.
Great.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
So, I mean, for me, I'm the same way. I mean, again, I don't want this to sound too bad, but I kind of know what I am looking for. And the way that some men write the profiles is, obvious that they're not going to be a good fit. And there are some things that, you know, I don't go for. So like military men, different things like that is not my thing. Just because I want someone physically present and available. I've been in a relationship with someone in the military, and I don't like the absence of that. So I look for key things, and I know exactly what I'm looking for, and it's the physical attraction, but also, you know, how they present themselves, you know.
Awesome.
Well, we are about to say goodbye to the two lovely ladies. Let's everyone give them a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause for being so brave to be on. Yay! And for those who are watching, if you'd like to connect with either of the two ladies, you can apply to our show or send us a DM or a message or hashtag your bachelorette and ask the question, Team Allison or Team Jody. And Dan's going to hang out for a bit because we're going to bring on another single mom from our audience. So just very quickly before you go, Allison, what tip can you advise to men right now dating during the pandemic? Is there something they should know? Is there a piece of advice that you want to share in particular to if someone was going to approach you?
Yes.
What do they need to know before they approach you? What do they have to come, how are they going to be prepared?
Well, a friend of mine was joking. I don't know if this answers the question directly, but
sure.
If the girl doesn't answer you, like quickly,
like shows the interest, right?
Stop messaging.
Okay, so get the hint. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Get the hint. Oh, yes, we're going to play that. Okay, get the hint.
We know we're all home. I mean, we're sort of joking about it, but yeah.
I love that. I love that.
All right.
Well, thank you, Allison, so much. We will be in touch. And if you guys enjoyed Allison, let us know and we will make the connection. Bye, Allison.
Bye, Allison. See you next time. All right. Jody, question to you. If your man, the man of your dreams, is watching right now, he is looking at Facebook or on YouTube, what do you want to say to him?
Let Michelle know how much you. No, I mean, I think that I want to say that if you're interested, I am at a position where I'm ready. I'm open and I have no baggage and I have just pure room to grow and develop a fun, drama-free relationship that's filled with honesty and a lot of trips. And I just want to have fun.
Okay, I think I want to be your girlfriend. Okay, man, I take dibs. I'm going to trade my husband for you, Jody. Okay. Thank you for being such an amazing person. And we'll see you soon.
We'll see you. Thanks, Jody.
All right.
Bye, Jody.
All right.
Okay, so Michelle and I did a call out earlier and we wanted to bring a single mom from our audience. She's already in our studio and we cannot wait to introduce her. Her name is Kim and she'll introduce herself actually. So, hi, Kim.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Where you're from. Tell us what city you're in and tell us a fun, spicy fact about you.
Oh, spicy. Jeez. Pressure. I'm Kim. I'm from Burlington, where I live there. I'm a teacher. And
Burlington, Canada. I don't think everybody knows. Yes. Yeah. Ontario, Canada.
Yeah. Not far from Toronto. And I guess I've been on this chocolate covered strawberries kick. So I've been making them all the time, like once a week. So I'm perfecting that recipe. And I thought, well, eventually that lucky person will be in a good spot.
Or the lucky matchmakers. We can give you our address. We want those.
Happy to test it before Mr. Wonderful comes in the picture.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Well, I don't know that you had a chance to meet Dan. Dan, can you just do a quick reintroduction? And then Michelle has a fun game for you guys both planned.
Yeah, sure. I'm Dan. I'm Dan Silverman. I'm a matchmaker and a dating coach based out of Miami. What else would you like to know? Anything else?
Well, she's gonna find out real soon.
You're gonna find out a lot about you. All right. So just in the interest of time and for all of you watching, all right, you guys get an opportunity to give feedback here. So we're gonna do what's called a spicy pickup. All right, spicy pickup. So here's the scenario. We want for Dan to pick up Allison. The scenario is Allison is at a table with a group of friends. She's talking to her friends, and you're coming in to interrupt the conversation and talk to Allison. However, Allison, we want you to reject him. We want you to politely say, you're not interested.
Yeah, and here's the reason why, because a lot of times people don't know how to reject someone. So it's great. And there's no right or wrong. Mm-hmm. And Dan, you're lovely and you're amazing, but we want people to also know what's a way to gently tell somebody. Yeah. How do you say no? How do you say
no? I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I'm pretending to be Allison and he's
no. You are you.
You are you.
Oh, good.
She should play the guy role. That'd be pretty fun.
She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it.
She should play the guy role.
The thing is, I don't see many men rejecting too many women, so I'm interested in seeing this.
You're gonna reject him.
You're gonna reject him.
I'll start. I'll make it easy.
Okay, go ahead, Dan.
Hey, baby, I think you're really hot. Can I get your number?
Oh my God.
There. Now you can do it.
Sorry, just not feeling it.
Really? What's wrong? Can I get you a drink? Maybe it'll make you feel better.
I'm good, thanks.
I'm sorry to hear that. You want to tell me about what's going on?
No, actually, I'm gonna go get another drink.
All right.
Okay,
cool.
you're on the creepy vibe now, Dan.
Yeah.
You got to go.
I'm doing it on purpose. I'm doing it on purpose.
The bouncer's about to come. Like the bouncer's about to come.
It happens. There are some guys who just
you're trying to teach a lesson here. How do you reject? There's three things that you should do, in my opinion, as a woman. You're trying to get rid of man. The first thing you want to do is you want to say no in a way that sounds like a yes, so you don't want to hurt his feelings, because it takes guts for a guy to approach. So if you don't like the guy, then you just say, I appreciate your bravery, but I'm not interested, but thank you. That was very sweet. That's thoughtful. If he continues to persist, then you give him the direct one, the stern but direct, and you say, listen, I already told you I'm not interested, but thanks. You're saying it very serious. Then the third, you have a right. You have a right to be a bitch on the third try.
You know what? Her turning around and drinking her drink. Yes. I think that was classic. I give you a 10 out of 10 for that rejection. That was pretty good.
You like the creepy vibe, Leo. I'm glad you like it.
No.
The guys will stay in there because they don't understand signals. That's why they act that way. They don't read clues. You have to be direct with these guys.
And it's the same way too. They don't understand when people are telling them no, but then they also don't get it when we're like, hey, I'm kind of interested. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be direct with guys sometimes.
Okay, we're gonna reverse roles. And Dan, we ask that you show the proper way to let a lady down. Okay, not like that's all I have to say.
Kim,
so Kim, you are gonna approach Dan in whatever fashion you feel like. Go ahead.
It's totally out of my comfort zone, but
that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
I don't usually approach, but
that's okay. You're pretending. This is all pretend. And he's rejecting you on. You already know you're getting rejected. We just. Want the audience.
It's very rarely happens that it happens.
I know, right? You never get rejected, right?
No, I mean like getting approached. Women typically don't approach guys.
Exactly.
But I'll do it with the minimum experience I have.
Okay, go ahead.
So if I was to approach, let me see. Hey, I think we met before at a party. You look familiar.
Really? No, I don't think so. Where do we meet each other?
Oh, I thought one of my friends brought me to a party and you were there. Just thought I'd say hi because I think your name's Chris, right?
No, it's Dan, but I mean, it's still one syllable name. But thanks.
What? That's good. Keep showing interest, Kim.
Oh, well, anyways, I saw you in passing and I just thought I'd say hi.
Cool. Yeah, it's nice meeting you.
Would you want to grab a drink sometime?
Are you like asking me out on a date?
Well, just kind of seeing if you'd, consider that with me.
That's so sweet. That's so thoughtful. But I'm seeing somebody right now. However, I have a wonderful database where I can put you in and set you up with somebody who may be better suited for you.
Oh, well. Dan,
nice of you to
seriously.
say.
Well, that's what I would say. That's what I would say.
Not
if a
everybody
woman-
would say that though.
okay, if I was just a usual guy, and I'd say thanks. That's very, very sweet of you. I probably took a lot of courage.
You know
but
what?
I'm
You know
seeing
what? Let me
somebody or
just
whatever.
chime in for a sec. I really love the way that Kim tried to use some familiarity there, so that if it wasn't, I thought that was really smart, Kim. That you were like,
Oh, thanks.
I thought you were familiar. Like, that's pretty smooth. I really, really
Well,
like that.
It was
Is
kind of it was intentional. It was a play to
Good.
just see if I was right about his name, or maybe I had the wrong guy, or
You know what? It would have been even better is if like, you look like you look like a Scot. Is that yes, you know, instead of you look like my
that.
next husband, actually. But
Yeah.
I like that better.
you look like my next boyfriend. You look like the guy that's about to buy me a drink. How about that?
yeah, that's me.
Anyway,
I wish
just
women had
thought about
game like that. I wish women had game
Yeah.
like that, man.
Oh my
I really
gosh,
do.
it's 8:00. My
Yes,
goodness.
we're
All right.
already at time.
We're
I
at
just
that
wanted to
time.
Take this opportunity to tell you, Kim, you mentioned you were
10 out
outside
of
the
10.
comfort zone. You did fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
That was great. That was
Yay.
fun.
You did really good. So
Yay.
now, no excuse for you to not approach the guy if you see him
Right?
away. Okay.
And you have you have the polite way to say no, and you have a gracious way to accept a rejection. That's one thing as well. If somebody's not into you,
Yeah.
it's fine. They're not a jerk. She's not a
Right.
bitch. They're just not into you. It's okay. Move on, and don't
Right.
make it creepy or uncomfortable, because
Right.
it's like,
Well,
right?
I purposely looked away from him and took a drink because I thought, oh, that'll show him that I'm
You
not
did
into him.
great.
Get the hint though.
You did
Yeah,
great.
most guys won't get that
Yeah,
hint.
you did
With
great.
guys, you have to be direct. Guys are
So-
not going to see it. You can pull away and do all that, but a lot of women play hard to get, and guys have experience where they're talking to a girl and she's just doing that to test them. I'm telling you from personal
Oh.
experience.
So-
See,
so
that's,
You got to
that's
be
too
direct
bad.
about it. Yeah, yeah,
That's
you
too
got
bad.
it.
There's the dramatic ploy, because a lot of women aren't like testing.
Yeah.
No,
Too
a
bad.
lot of women are testing. I'm
So
hard.
so Kim,
a
before
lot of
guys, we
women
have
do.
to
That's
wrap
too
up.
bad. That's too
Before
bad.
you go, Kim, if your person is watching, because it's very possible, we have a lot of viewers, we have
Yes.
many viewers that see this afterwards. What's a message you'd like to say to the guy who's watching that could be interested in you? Any pointers, anything you'd like to say before you go?
Honestly, like, you can't plan this stuff out. So to me, it's all about connection. It's not about a checklist or a criteria. And kids or no kids, it doesn't matter to me, because you can't make it unfold the way that you want if you planned it out for an hour. Like, it's not possible. So someone that's playful, fun, has their life together in terms of what they want and what they consider to be successful, then I'm all for it. They can laugh and have a
Awesome.
great time. Then
All right.
Awesome.
I do have 2 kids, a daughter and a son, and 100% my commitment, but I am absolutely ready to show them what like a healthy connection is. And there's
That's
no
amazing. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you for being
Thank
so
you for
brave and
coming.
being on our show.
Yes.
And we'll
Thanks.
see you, Kim. Bye.
See you, Kim.
And for those of you who are watching, if you want to meet Kim, she's in our Rolodex. If you want her digits, in fact, Allison and Jody and Kim, 3 amazing moms, 3 amazing entrepreneurs, 3 amazing professional women. We have their digits. So to get to them, you got to get through us.
That's right.
Dan?
And the only way to get to us is by applying. We'll put that link below.
Exactly.
Hello, Matchmaker Dan.
Yes.
What?
Any parting words for our friends, Dan? Anything you'd like to grace us with more wisdom?
Okay. People, don't take rejection personally. It has nothing to do with you. It's just about how you're presenting yourself, and you might not be that person's type. It doesn't mean that you're not a valuable person. I feel like women take it a lot harder than guys do. I think guys are more used to it because we're usually the ones that have to approach. But don't take it personally. Every single no is just one step further to that person that's going to say yes, who's a lot better for you. When someone says no, all they're doing is just screening themselves out. That's it.
Thank you,
they're just making
Dan.
room for the right person to come and say that's going to say yes to you. That's it. At the end of the day. Thanks, Dan, for coming.
We
on.
love you.
Love you guys. Wonderful to see you two
Bye.
beautiful ladies again.
Thank you.
I'll see you in Miami as soon as I can fly.
You better hurry up. I got a cocktail waiting for you.
Bye, hon.
Oh
Can
my
you believe it?
goodness.
This was such a jam-packed show. Oh my God.
Was. It went over. We're 4 minutes over. Okay, we got to wrap it up.
Yes, we do.
We're super excited about next week's show.
Oh,
We're
yes.
excited about every show, but next week is actually our finale show. It'll be episode 9 for what we're calling season 1. And I think we're going to be back. Yeah, Michelle, we'll be back in the fall.
We'll be back in the fall. We don't have the dates yet.
Not yet.
All of us, we have a lot of things going on.
But we have 35 singles to match, so we got to wrap this up and get going with all the matches. Exactly. Yes. So next week is our influencer edition. Stay tuned. The difference is we are going to be 1 hour early. No, 5 to 6. Earlier. An hour, 6 to 7 or 5 to 6?
7. It's going to be 6 to 7 Eastern time. So we're just going to be an hour earlier. And it's going to be a really jam-packed show. We have celebrity influencers who are going to come on board. They're going to be talking to us about love, life, and business. So if you're an entrepreneur, you definitely want to tune into the show because it's not just going to be all about dating. We wanted to end the show, end this season, talking about all the things that holistically affect us, not just in dating and in love, but in life in general. So we're so excited to have you. So make sure you tag, share, and stay tuned for next week.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Bye. Till next week.